say yes too soon. Until you have a daughter, that's what I call karma. You play the guy, she don't grow breasts too soon. Projects toe up, gang signs stone up. The cats smoke off that salary, grow up. Why you think shorties write rhymes just to blow up? Get their first time and your breath shows the gang signs when they had that nine. That sick and they had that shine. Put towards my gas and little bad rappers on. That's the rest of what the street runs to. If my kids help, then I'm putting girls through school. That's all I want, like, while I'm going they good whiskey. I ain't in the plan, but I brought my hood with me. I think the toilet thing holds the show good. I take the sister they yak, I wanna. I take the hero that got me stuck. But really what's amazing is how I keep blazing. Childhood, the dog smoking to the day. The sister they yak, I wanna.
Recording in progress.
I take the hitter that got me stuck. how I keep blazing. Town under the dog, smoking to the days and puff, puff the past of the rotation. Hypnotic for Henry, not chaser. Turn none to some, not pippin' as a savior. Less things like green, not pippin', get your paper. High off the ground instead of skyscraper. Too low, thinking we local. Come on, homie, we major. Major? Come on, homie, we major. We major? Come on, homie, we major. We major. Come on, homie, we major. We major. Come on. Feeling better than some on a Sunday afternoon. Better than a chick that say yes too soon. Until you have a daughter, that's what I call calming. You play the guy, she don't grow breasts too soon. Projects toe up, gang signs stone up. This ass broke off, that's how we grow up. Why else you think shorties write rhymes just to blow up? Get they first car and then IRS show up. He never had, but he had that 9. Come through flicking and he had that shine. Put two and two together in a little bad weather. Gon' be your whole family on that funeral line. As the weather was a strip club's cool. If my tips help send a pretty girl through school, that's all I want. Like rhinos want they good whiskey. I ain't in the clan, but I brought my hood with me. You know, it's better do the job and roll up and watch how we roll up and I can't control it and hope it's so nerds. I take a sip of that yak, I wanna I take a hit of that got me stuck. But really what's amazing is how I keep blazing. Town under the
Take time. I just have to jump at 11 or in about 30 minutes.
puff, puff the past of the rotation. Hypnotic for Henry, not chaser. Turn none to some, not pippin' as a savior. Less things like green, not pippin', get your paper. High off the ground instead of skyscraper. Too low, thinking we local. Come on, homie, we major. We major. 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 Come on, homie, we major. I heard the beat and I ain't know what to write. First line should be about the ice. Full flows of black Christ, both flows would be nice. Rap about big paper on a black man plight. At the studio castle, ask my man to the right. What does verse sound like? Should I freestyle alright? He said Nas with the fans, one is illmatic still. Look at the pad and pencil and jotted what I feel. Been like 12 years since the first sign. Now I'm a free agent and I'm thinking it's time to build my belly on Motown. Cause rappers be deprived of executive 9 to 5s. And it hurts to see these companies be stealing the life. And I love to get my blood sweating tears to the mic. So y'all count the LPs and y'all fiends got dope. I'm Jesse Jackson on the balcony when King got killed. I survived the lava's the ground. That's alone with the more than half of the clowns. Look, I used to cook before I had the game took. Either way, my change came like Sam Cooke.
Nothing at the moment. If you
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's yours truly, Marquise James with the Major Minorities. You guys already know who I am, Mr. Make It Happen, Young Smash and Dash, The Truth, 3-6 Shutdown, and Poppy Cool to you and your grandma. Today we have a special guest, my first over Zoom guest, I would say. So I really appreciate you for helping us out. You guys paying attention to the titles. It is the producer, executive, entrepreneur, photographer, director, team leading, young black man, Valdosta State alumni, Emmy Award winning, Sean Bart. Did I miss anything?
Nah, I think you got it all.
No, we got it all. We all good? Oh,
For sure.
I missed that. There, that's what I meant to do. Sean Bartley, y'all give it up. Give it up. All right. Mr. Bartley, do you want to let the people know who you are? I know I just kind of went through my extensive thing right there, but you can polish it up for them if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's your boy, Sean B, checking in, you know what I mean? Yeah, similar like you said, executive producer, director, photographer, writer, all those things, just really trying to make a name for myself, you know what I mean? And I've really just been in the creative field and production field for a few years now, and really feel like it's my passion and my calling. So just been able to network and dive deep and really, hone in on my craft a little bit over the years. So it's a blessing.
Okay, I respect that. Hey, people in the chat, let me know if I'm having any issues. I see we have four viewers right now, and like I said, this is my first time doing something like this, so judge me harshly, so I shall never make the same mistakes again. Okay, so we're gonna start this off with a little trailer of one of your what number of productions is this for Inner Turmoil?
As far as like just personal projects, this is
as
number
professional as you have it, because we all have our home videos, but we're not gonna count those and make it like video 300 or something.
for sure. I think this is if you count like the 3 productions of Connect or 2.5 or whatever, this would be like number 4.
Hell yeah. So this is Inner Turmoil, and without any further ado, however you would say it, we're just gonna roll it and go from there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I hear something, but
Or take a left at that X sign.
yeah. 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 So last year, um, I just had this creative itch to make something. And I was, juggling a few different ideas, and I was like, I kind of, connect that I previously done is like a little bit more, is a little bit lighter. And so I just wanted to dive into something that was actually just a little bit darker than what I'm used to creating and producing. And so just with through some like emotional things I was going through, I was like, okay, let me use some of that emotion and turn that into a creative project. So then things just started kind of like piling in. Like I was starting to just meet a whole bunch of different people, and we were just like, hey, what are you working on? What are you working on? And but this is what I'm working on. It's like, yo, maybe let's try to find a way to collaborate and things like that. Because originally, Inner Turmoil was going to be about a guy, dealing with some internal struggles that he had. And then I was talking with my friend Alex, and she said, I want to just make something. I want to act in something. And so I was like, okay, I can change this project into, having a woman lead. And so as I was just like working through some of the writing of that, I where was I? Can't remember where I was, but I Nina Simone's no, not Nina Simone's. It was oh, what was the guy's name? There was an older track that I had caught on YouTube, and I was like, oh man, it'd be so cool to like turn this track into something dark. Oh, actually it was Nat King Cole's Unforgettable. And I was like, oh man, it would be so sorry, my bad. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's like where I get for sure. Like I have a scores playlist, I have like a vibes playlist, all that type of stuff. And like, some of them are more lighthearted, or you may some that's like a little more classical, or some that's just like a little chiller. And then I was like, oh man, it'd be so cool to like turn it into something dark, And so a friend of mine whose name is Craig, who actually did like the music for the trailer and for the full short film, I had sent him the Nat King Cole version. I was like, hey man, like here's like a sped up version, here's like a slower version, here's one where it's like the tempo's kind of down. I was like, what can we do? Okay, you good. Cool.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you hear, yeah. I was about to say, you hear like the axe, and you hear like hitting a flesh or something. You're like, yo, what is this? What is going on? She's saying, I'm sorry, and she's like, who is she talking to? So, it's kind of just more of like a little teaser, to get people interested.
There we go. All right. Um, Let me check one more time with YouTube. Okay, yeah, okay, we're good. All right, my bad. All right, so, so you just got your first camera, first stock lens and all that stuff. Whatever you have on deck, maybe a flash, maybe on camera flash. What are your steps towards getting where you are now, being executive producer, director, winning an award and such? How would you run it through for the young enthusiast?
Yeah. So when I first picked up a camera, I was in a video production class in high school. So that, we're shooting constantly and, just little kind of fun projects here and there. And then my senior year of high school is when Instagram came out. And so I just started taking a lot of photos and videos, on my phone, but also with my camera that I had at the time. It was like a DSLR.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
you're up
like,
there like me. Okay, DSLR. Okay, go on.
yeah, it was like a Canon T3i. It was the first camera I had like a, the stock lens, 1855, then like a 50 or whatever.
That's like the
So
key camera for like starting up. Every time I watch videos online, everybody's talking about the 3i because the reticulated uh what's it
the
called, screen
viewfinder kind of
and
thing, the
whatnot.
screen,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. So then you got your camera. What's the next step?
Then was just taking photos here and there. I made like some high school summer recap video with like all my friends because it was like, the last summer before we all went to college. And then I knew I was going to major in production when I got to college at VSU. It was like more mass media. So like they want you to be balanced. So like, yeah, it was film stuff, but it was also news as well. So I was doing a lot of like on camera reporting, sports reporting, things like that. So not only like in class were we doing productions, and even though I had my camera, I'm using the school's camera, but also mine for like a second camera option if we needed it. But then like just being a part of different student organizations as well, I'm doing recap videos for these events, networking with people that way. And then just from my work people were seeing on Instagram, I just started doing a lot more like graduation shoots, small little engagement shoots here and there. And then that just started slowly picking up. And then I started working at Turner, TNT and TBS. So like inside the NBA, March Madness, did that immediately after college. And then my work there is it just started to grow more and more. It's having more of a live production background.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I noticed. I read about your interview with Valdosta, speaking about your internship through Turner, and that was kind of how you got into getting your award, correct?
yeah, yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
So what made me wonder, or what I was thinking about, was like, I mean, you're starting out there, especially being an intern coming from college. There's a bit of the rookie, the rookie stuff you got to shake off, and almost a bit of like what people would say hazing. I don't know if that's gonna get you canceled or not, and maybe not so so you know tough on you with it. But what were some of the ropes you had to go through, like the trials you had to kind of to earn your stripes there?
I definitely had to be, intern, and then I did some work with Cartoon Network as like a upgraded intern, and then went back to sports and did like back at Turner did sports stuff where I was like a PA, things like that. Sometimes, you're working late nights.
Were you still
Um,
in class at the same time?
I was not. So when I went to
Okay.
Turner, that's when had already graduated. So started there in like, but here's a funny thing. So, senior high school, I mean senior college, your professors are like, yo, I need you to make sure you're applying for jobs. My senior college, I applied to about 30 to 45 different jobs, whether it was with Disney, Warner Brothers, whatever. Got rejected from all of them except my Turner one. the tournament was the only one. Yeah, I was like, bet, like, I'm gonna take this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then I was just grateful to be there, and then eventually working my way up to production assistant, then to associate producer, and then like I said, the long nights, working March Madness, working NBA playoffs, sometimes overnight, and then because of the team that I worked with as an associate producer on the social team, that's how I won my first Emmy.
Nice. Hey, congratulations on that. You're
Thank you.
actually our second Emmy winner on the
Oh,
Major
word.
Minorities. Yeah, you can check out some of our former things we have there. There's a guy named Donnie. He actually won an Emmy with Steve Harvey. He was
Okay.
actually part of one of the teams back then for like husband or fathers or something like fatherly figures, something along those lines. Tell us about the Emmy. Tell us about that situation. Was there a whole like gathering and standing on a pedestal kind of thing, or was it like an email? Was it,
I
you know?
think it was an email. So like I remember when Emmy selections or submissions were going around, we were like kind of up late creating a whole trailer and sizzle because you have to submit all the work you did from the previous year of why you deserve it. Also create a sizzle of like here are the high moments, and this is all the traction we got on social because of this and because of that. We did
Yeah.
live shows here and there, and then I remember when we found out that we won and like, my name was on the list and I was like, oh shoot, like, this is great. And then my boss, he had texted me and I was traveling at the time. He was like, yo, what's your he was like, I have no, I had moved to LA and he texted me and he was like, what's your mailing address? I have a surprise for you. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, it's golden. And I was like, oh, I know what it is, right? So then he sent me, he sent it to me, and then I opened it up and I was like, dang, this is it, right here, you know what I'm saying?
Dang, hold on. I'm about to say, why is it blurred out, man?
Yeah, it's because
What's
my
the got?
background, my background blurred out, but shit, man, let me show her
I'm about to
goddamn.
say, yo, that's the Femi, bro. That joint blurred out. Nah, I'm playing with you. Nah, man. Hey, congratulations again. I've always said too, as a creator myself, other creatives are my celebrities. I mean, of course, when you're big time, when you start winning awards, you technically become a celebrity. But other people doing groundworks, people just walking around with a camera, Polaroid, whatever. I'm like, I see this stuff. When I meet them in person, I'm like, hey, what's up? This and that.
Yeah,
Even when I met you, I was like, oh shoot, yeah. I looked at stuff. And, oh yeah, yeah. And you rock with a bunch of a handful of people that I rock with out here too. So that's what's up, man. Um, we are, since we had some technical difficulties, I'm gonna push ahead a bit, and we will have the review of your another movie you worked at. What was your title on this? Because I know it's different
uh,
than,
the rules to rule one.
yeah, Rules to Rule.
That one was just producer.
Okay, and with Inner Turmoil with director.
Uh, EP, director,
EP, yeah,
writer.
that's one of the things I want to ask about too. See, I kind of sent you the cliff notes of what we're going through. I'm gonna hit you with that spice, but yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
There we go. All right.
Or take a left at that X sign. It's a little longer, but might be a little quicker today. You know what I'm talking about?
Could be. Yo, we'll see when we get up to that light up there.
Bet. Well, I hope nobody came back for that car. We could be rolling to some shit.
Well, good news is, man, we got...
So, what do you think I have to say about that before I ask the question?
About rules to rule.
That specific part.
Wait, sorry, I missed it. What
Okay.
part?
Anyway, what would just happen? The Caucasian character got shot, and
Mm,
that stood out to me because, correct me if I'm wrong, he's the first one to die, right?
yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, and that's a flip on how we normally see things in the movie. I was like, yo, let me hit that real quick. Whose decision was it to be like, this guy, let's take him out? And honesty, I feel like he was one of the more interesting characters. But I guess that's a technique too, to kind of kill your babies, and that kind of makes it more. But yeah, tell me about that decision.
Yeah, so a buddy of mine, Garrett, who I actually met at Turner, he is a phenomenal director and writer. And he told me this was early 20, no, this was mid 2019, something like that. He was like, "Yo, I want to make a short film. I've seen your stuff with Connect. I want to, I want to bring you on board." So during the casting process, we were kind of stuck between these two actors about who should play which character. And ultimately Garrett landed on having the white guy play this specific character. And we just had to change a few lines around, but the outcome of what was going to happen was always going to remain the same.
Yeah.
So, that character was always going to die, whether it was going to be the white dude or a
Okay.
black character. Yeah, that was always going to happen.
Okay, I feel that. That's good. You've been PR trained, huh?
For sure.
Yeah. What I was hinting on before I got into the video was you were saying I did EP, DP, whatever you were saying. And for me, there seems to be a bit of a gray line on the parameters between certain positions on set. How would you detail describe a producer?
So the way
One second, my bad. And then what would make that different from the next closest role as like director or like a DP's close to director in a way, cinematographer. How some of these things get really blurry.
Yeah. So it kind of varies by how involved you are in the project. So let's say you came to me with a project, like, "Hey Sean, I'm making this feature film or whatever, and I want you to come on as producer." And me and you would then kind of hash out, all right, at what point do you want me to come on? Do you want me to help out in pre-production? Do you only want me to help out in the actual production aspect of it? Do you only want me to help out in the post-production aspect of it? And depending on the project, you can kind of get whichever credit that you and the EP eventually agree on. Because sometimes if you're watching a Marvel movie or if you're watching any type of movie, sometimes you may see a producer credit, but maybe they only focused on the post-production aspect. Some people are like, "All right, I want to be a part of this, but I still want a producer credit, even though I'm only working on post-production. I still want a producer credit, even though I'm only working on the production." So it can vary that way. But then, as far as like next in line, when you're a DP, you don't really get producer credit like that. You have to be more so involved in like the entire blending of the project as a whole. Because if you're a producer involved in the production aspect, you're bringing on the crew, you're helping find those locations. Sometimes you might even dibble and dabble with the EP and writer because a location fell through or something like that, and things had to be rearranged for that. So it can kind of vary that way.
Okay. Yeah, that clears things up a bit. I mean, there's always that gray area of things, especially when you first start out. You're everything. So then,
Yep. Yeah, you
shooter,
have to be.
editor, and all that. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I definitely love it. With rules to rule, I felt a bit of, and correct me if I'm wrong, like The Harder They Fall, Reservoir Dogs, Four Brothers. Those are some inspirations.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty spot on. Garrett, the director, he's a huge Quentin Tarantino fan. So
Yeah, definitely
yeah,
felt that. It was really, really, really put together very well. Okay, so to kind of close things out here, I know one thing that popped into my head. Do you have templates for onboarding clients?
that's a great question. Yes and no. So I do have like a crew deal memo that I send out to my crew members if I am bringing them on board. And I do have contracts as well that if I'm working with them in this aspect, this is what we kind of do. Or this is what we're agreeing upon. This is the rate, this is the days and all that type of stuff.
Well, like after the contract is signed, then it's like, all right, now I need to know your email. Well, you get your emails, but I need to know your colors. I need to know your vibe. I need to know music. I need to know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So I do have like a certain like 5 or 6 questions that I'm always going to ask a person when I'm, vetting them out. But that's kind of like my onboarding, to be honest. I vet them out, and then we kind of go through the contracts and the expectations for everything for the project we're working on.
Right. Okay. Larry Sprell, Nick
Yeah.
Nelson, Dexter Davis. There was one more, but I can't front. They sound like comic book characters when you list them out like that. You listed who these people were. I mean, why these people were listed, but you didn't explain who they were. Care to dive in a bit on some of these names?
Yeah, Larry Sproul, he is a frat brother of mine, mentor, and I met him when I met him through my
Frat.
my
What frat are you part of?
Alpha Phi Alpha.
Okay. Okay.
So met him, he's like one of the main reasons why I went to Valdosta, to be honest, because he talked about how Valdosta's mass media program was great and things like that. So been in contact with him for a really long time. And then Nick Nelson, also a frat brother from VSU, and he does a lot of he's a hairstylist. And so one summer, no, one Christmas break, actually, I think it was like 2015, 2016, maybe. He needed a BTS videographer for a shoot with Angela Simmons. And so I did a shoot with her for that. That's how I met her. And then, that clip kind of blew up, and that kind of started the whole, like, instead of going by Sean Bartley, that kind of started the whole like Sean B takeoff. And then Dexter, he also goes by Squirrel Davis on Instagram. That is like a dear friend of mine from Valdosta as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah. He
so
be
me and
with
him,
Cam a lot, right?
yep. So
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
homie.
Yeah.
Me and him shot weddings together. I've known him since 2014, 2013,
Uh,
something like that. I've known him for a long time. So that's my guy right there.
you know, I think you booked my studio or tried to book my studio back at what is that? The shit, it's over there off Marietta Street. Um King Plow?
That sounds familiar. I probably have. I didn't know you had a studio. That's what's
They got
up.
Blanc. They got Blanc over there. You know Blanc. I know. I think I've seen you done something there. All white. Yeah,
Yes.
and then mine was like 7 doors down.
Oh,
I got
really?
that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, um, the shit black girls think, right?
hmm
What's that about? That's one of
So
the ones that I was like, I'm gonna let you, and what's the word? Educate me on that.
yeah, so one thing I've really learned just about being in production and life, like just the importance of networking and community and just always talking to people. So Shit Black Girls Think is a project that a friend of mine, her name is Alicia Johnson, created. So she wrote it. She wanted to start a web series similar to Connect, and she, this is her first time kind of taking on a project like this. So she needed someone who had done it before. So I was like, yeah, we'd love to come on board as an executive producer, and let's make this thing together. And so she was like, all right, Sean, but I want this project to live specifically on TikTok. And I was like, hey, I'm all for it. Let's do it. It's different than what I'm used to. I'm used to horizontal instead of vertical, but let's run it.
Oh
And
yeah.
so she was like, this is more, it's kind of like Insecure, because Insecure influences everything, but this is what's kind of focused a little bit more on like post grad instead of like your early 30s, kind of like how Insecure is, or late 20s, how Insecure is. This is more like, what do you do after college if you don't know where to go and you're just kind of
Most definitely.
lost and you're just kind of floating around. So that's a
Your
project.
your project, the Connect, it gave me a bit of that insecure vibe as well. How would you explain that? Like, this is more so about this, you know?
Yeah, I would say Connect shows more of the male side of things, because you
Right,
have,
right,
there's
right.
kind of four main characters,
Yeah,
so that one versus Shit Black Girls Think, which kind of just focuses on one main character, which is Naomi, and then you have her two friends, which is Willow and Alexis. So I would say Connect focuses a little bit more on like the guy perspective versus Shit Black Girls Think.
okay, okay, cool. And I actually have I know you got to go. We using up a bit of Mr. Sean's time here, but I wanted to. This came up before I jumped on, so we're gonna roll this and get a little reaction towards it, and peace out. 1 second.
So Ricky Smiley knows this.
Sorry.
Is because, well, why would he lie? I don't know why liars
Sorry.
lie. But I can tell you this.
Sorry.
We auditioned in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I was audition number 201. 200 black comedians auditioned for the role of Money Mike with me. You're saying
the
all
video, but I'm
201
not
of us
hearing
was auditioning and you had already had the role and had already shot the
Take
role
a
in
left at
4
the exit.
days?
So that's
Ricky,
All right. I guess one of the things I got to figure out is how to get it to play on your side. It is playing on YouTube, but yeah, that was kind of a Hail Mary shot right there. Well, we'll go on from there, but I know you got to get things going on over there. I appreciate your time, Sean. Anything you want to let the people know before you have to head out? Any promos coming up, where to find you? Drop all the links.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Sean Bartley, Twitter at _Sean Bartley, Shit Black Girls Think, currently streaming on TikTok. Connect the series, currently streaming on Quaily TV, which is an all-black streaming platform. And then also Rules to Rule is streaming on YouTube. So go run it up, y'all, run it up.
Hell yeah, man. And once again, I appreciate your time and blessings to all of your future endeavors, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on and hope to talk to you again soon.
Oh yeah.